Hello! Ha! Sorry, I couldn't resist. We've got that movie here by some miracle. Must be because there's fire in the title. I do like the idea of camouflaging oneself in order to lure unsuspecting victims. Happens a lot in the animal kingdom, but to a more gruesome end. Maybe a remake will see an outside party pull the same caper, but in order to get inside the nest and devour the family. I've written a script, actually. Permit me to read to you. Act 1, The Betrayal. Daniel Hillard is watching a wildlife documentary where a male lion eats his offspring. A wry smile appears on Daniel's face, but quickly disappears as the phone rings. It's his bitch wife who's calling.
Okay, that's enough of that. It's Dead Reckoning, Season 3, Episode 6. Tonight, we're graced with the presence of film director and creator of The Blade Cuts Deeper, Gene Dolders. And a nominee for Father of the Year is uncovered.
Join us.
But yeah, in my week in horror, I've been watching Alien Earth quite a bit. I'm probably about 4 episodes in out of the 6 that have been released so far. So it's kind of set between the Alien Romulus is the most recent film that's come out, and so the original Alien. So obviously it takes place on Earth. The first episode and the first few episodes are like pretty much like a full-on action movie. There's a whole thing with like a ship crashing in like New Siam, which is Thailand. But the general gist of the main sort of characters in it is that there's these like terminally ill children who are having their brain like transferred into the consciousness of a like a synthetic body, and it's all about how they adjust to like changing into like these like adult bodies, and they're obviously still very childlike. But one thing that stood out to me as well is that he names all the new bodies after like the different Lost Boys from Peter Pan, but they're supposed to be away from Earth for like 65 years, and they already know about his company in space. Like the Prodigy company, they already know about it, his company that he founded in space, and it's supposed to be taking 65 years. Like from wherever they're gone to get the aliens, like there's different specimens on the ship. So when they come back and he's already founded that company and he's still a kid, it's like, how is he still young? And it's been like 65 years since he's been in space and they know of that company. It's just kind of weird. It kind of leads me to think that he's actually the Peter Pan character of the Lost Boys, like the one who's actually like leading them all. But it's got Timothy Olyphant as an actual like android in it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's like proper intense. He's like so cold in it. And like dead logical, he's like literally like a Vulcan. But the main sort of action sequences is based on the alien who's back to being an absolute menace.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I noted with this is Aliens have gone from this like single terrifying, it'll wipe everything out organism to, you know, a lot of fun to shoot sort of creature, and it's definitely returned to that sort of idea that you know it's this unstoppable, terrifying force that could just wipe out the whole ship.
Yeah. Like you got that in Alien and Alien 3, where it was like there was just like one of them, and it was like it'll fuck everyone up. Just one of them is enough to like fuck everyone up. But in like Aliens or any of the other movies, like there's loads of them, and everyone they're just like a cut and paste, like the cut and paste mass of just horrible monsters. Like in one of the Alien versus Predator films, he like one of them, like a predator, just literally just like grabs one by the neck, just like drags it off, like punches it in the face, and that goes shit.
If you remember, I thought they were good in Covenant. I did think they were good in Covenant. I remember at the end,
for sure,
just stalking and slaughtering them all. Kind of went back to that what it's supposed to be, which is good. I really like the fact that, like, stylistically, it's very much like the first movie. Like all of the scenes, especially on the ship, they're all very, very similar to that. I love the way that looks. It's really
it's got like CRT, like TVs, and even in like the ship that they're on, like the Weyland-Yutani ship that's in the beginning, that looks like the Nostromo. Like everything looks like they have like the security officer is in like the mother room where they speak to the computer, and it's the same computer.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole room full, like the big diodes and like the LED lights all over the place, and all the walkways look exactly like it's even the same when they're in like the cryo chamber where all the beds are. It looks exactly like the same in the original Alien. Plus, they have kind of made the one of the sort of side characters, because it's, I can't remember what it's called now. The ship that crashes, the security officer is like a cyborg. He's got like a sword in his arm, and he's the only survivor. But he's kind of made to look like Yaphet Kotto from the original Aliens film. So he has like the whole look and style of him as well. So the crew of the I think it's the Maginot is the name of the ship, are made to look like the crew of the Nostromo. Plus there's this creepy little eye alien who's like a absolute knobhead.
I can't. So I've seen 5 of them now, and it's I think number 5 is where it really comes into its own. The little spooky eye thing. So I won't ruin it for you. But yeah, as I'm sure you've seen online or whatever, everyone's a fan of the eye. But it's funny, those other creatures that they've got like the like parasitic things, like the ticks or whatever they are. They're all terrifying creatures.
Oh yeah, they're like space leeches, aren't they? Yeah.
And Kath was actually saying she'd like it if they did an episode where it goes back to where they went to those different worlds and captured those creatures. I don't think they will. It depends how many episodes there are, but that'd be awesome. I'd love to see that.
I don't know. If they do a series 2, they might do like a bottle episode where you see them picking it up. Also, I think they're trying to put the Predator into it at some point, because they're definitely like working towards putting the Alien and Predator back together, because the new Predator Badlands film has like a trophy room with an alien's head on it again, and that's another Fox production, so they're looking to bring him together a bit more. But I really like it. So I like especially like the terminally ill children who've been put into the bodies of like the robots and that, because they're just like totally unpredictable. And it's like it's got Aid Edmondson is like the yes man to like Boy Cavalier. He's like the big trillionaire like main guy of the company who's doing this. But the thing is though, the minute they've finished putting children's consciousnesses into like these android bodies, it's like his accountant, like main like chief financial officer is there, and he's like, each of these models costs billions of dollars, and it's still an experiment, and you want to take them into an active crash site, and he's like, yep. It's like, don't you think this is a bit reckless? It's like, yep, but we're still going to do it. It's like, and he's just like, for fuck's sake.
You want to put them into active combat? It's like, yep.
he can't say no.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, there's a bit in one of the episodes where he's like trying to tell the human survivor, and he's like, what we're working on is like human immortality. There's no way or any way that you can like take your sister home. It's like, what do you think is going to happen here?
That's it. Yeah. There's no universe in which you get to take your sister home. So, Kirsty, I judge by your complete silence, you've either had a technical issue.
I haven't seen Alien Earth.
You haven't seen it. You've not seen
no.
it. I was like, I didn't hear the carrier bag slip off the back of the mic stand, but it could be that.
I don't have a carrier bag anymore. I've got my own podcasting chair.
Oh, really?
It's actually Auntie Brenda's old sewing chair.
I was about to say, is it a repurposed chair that you've already got?
It's really close to the ground, so it's really handy for me.
You are now the podcasting chair. Let's get those crumbs off you.
I'm just trying to visualize what Paul said about a carrier bag, and I was like, was the carrier bag on the microphone, or was Kirsty sat on it? Like, how's this work?
No, if you remember, it was counterbalancing the stand to hold the microphone.
Oh shit!
Up.
When I plugged my microphone in before, it said it was like updating firmware and everything. I was like, why does it need to do that? Just plug it in.
So it's just a microphone.
It's like you can't use the plug socket because I'm charging my book and also my cigarette. It's like, why is the future so bad?
It's the future and you still don't have enough chargers. Where's that plug gone?
Again, that's why you need a nice power strip.
Yeah, there you go. You're not selling power strips now, are you, Jen?
This episode, the pen job at the bank isn't a very long-term solution. Nobody goes to the branches anymore. Also, everyone's using iPads. Like, what are we going to do next? Yeah, Alien Earth is definitely one to check out, and it's by Noah Hawley, who's done like a lot of really cool TV series like Legion and Bones and Fargo and stuff like that. So it's a really good thing to check out. Second in my week in horror, which I'm sure other people will go over it on other weeks. So I'll just overview it briefly, which is Weapons, which is the new Zach Krieger movie. Zach Krieger made Barbarian, which we mentioned briefly before. But the general gist of Weapons is that a bunch of like kids go missing from a school, and they don't know why they've all left the house at the same time each night, and that's sort of the crux of the mystery. Of Julie Garner, who's slowly becoming quite sort of prominent in horror films. She was recently in the recent Wolfman film. But she's like the main character. Josh Brolin plays one of the parents, but it's definitely like a really creepy and intense movie. The main person who's really the standout person is Amy Madigan, who's Ed Harris's wife, and she's been in like a lot of films like on the sort of peripheral of like sort of side characters and so on. But when I was looking into her filmography and I was trying to figure out where is it I've seen her before. She was Uncle Buck's girlfriend in Uncle Buck, who's like trying to get him a job. And I was like, yes. She's Uncle Buck's nagging girlfriend who's like trying to get him to actually have a job. It's like, have you turned up at the gas station? Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. But I've got to go and look after my brother's kids.
Shanice. Her name's Shanice.
Shanice.
God, I love that movie.
It's like, don't answer the phone. But yeah, no, it's a really, really good film. It's definitely one of the more standout movies. It literally came out of nowhere. It's very on the sort of peripheral of a lot of people's radar, but it's probably one of the best horror films I've seen all year. And the way that the kids move when they're like, because Gladys is kind of like who's played by Amy Madigan is like a kind of like a folk witch type character, but she's like got this really weird sort of like redhead wig. She's like dying and she's got like no hair and there's like just wisps of the hair that's remaining like on her side. But then she's like but she's like a folky type witch, and the whole like some of the scenes in it are just absolutely, it's so insane. Like when the kids are actually leaving they all leave their houses at the same time on the night that they leave. And it's just the way that they move. You can see it in the trailer. They like do this whole thing where it's like silently running with like their arms outstretched, and it's so creepy. But it's if you get a chance, watch Weapons, and I'm sure that you guys will obviously refresh once you've checked it out yourself.
Yeah,
I'm going to watch it tonight.
Just to wrap up my week in horror, I went to see Liverpool's own Zombina and the Skeletons a couple of weeks ago. In Lush of all places. It was like on the top floor of Lush, because they've been going for now probably about close to like 30 years now. I mean, it's like 2025 and they've been going since about 98. They did like a family friendly gig because a lot of the people who used to go to their gigs now, they've all got kids, so they were just all bringing them into the gig. And you've never seen an audience with so many children in like little skeleton tops and stuff.
That's awesome.
They were like, this is the only Zombina gig where you can also make a bath bomb.
We did an exhibition up there last year, like the fashion and costumes courses, did an exhibition, and we had a DJ up there and everything. I was like, this is such a great, like, we're doing it at Lush, and it was just a really nice venue. And I did think at that point, like, oh, I hope they use this for more stuff, because it's a whole top floor of a city centre shop, and it smells really nice as well.
Yeah, it does. And the one of the good things about it is as well, the Lush staff had like done like a whole bunch of wall displays. Like each individual band member was like they had like a gravestone for them, and like Zombina's grave had like a whole bit that like came out with like grass and had like flowers on it and stuff. I went with my mate Ping, and he turned to me halfway through it and he went, "Hey, I bet this is the best smelling goth gig you've ever been to." It's like, yes it is. But Zombina are still looking for a permanent drummer, so they relied on a backing track, but it was still really, really good, and it was just dead nice. It's like a lot, like all the kids that were in the audience like really seemed to be having a whale of a time. So seeing like a bunch of little kids like having a laugh to music that I've grown up like having a boogie to was really good, and it was just like a really weird place to go to a gig. It was like 3:00 in the afternoon to like 4 or something like that. So it was like the weirdest time I've ever seen that band. Like I've never seen that band in the daytime. And now I'm in like a soap shop surrounded by children like watching a band that I used to get absolutely like wasted watching. I'm like, yeah, times are changing. But yeah, Zombina and the Skeletones Lush takeover, that was a really, really good experience. It was a sold out gig, but I think it was just because you can't really get many people upstairs because it's really quite, you have to go all the way up from the 3rd floor and there's like a tiny lift. But it was a really good venue, and it's a venue that they should use more often for stuff because it's such like a large room. It's so good for gigs, so the sound was really good as well. But yeah, Zombina and the Skeletones in Lush rounds out my week in horror.
I'll be honest. I find it quite hard to have a week in horror now, to be honest.
Every week is a week in horror when you've got 2 young children.
Exactly.
Dad, I've been sick in the bed. Oh.
Yep. We went up to Brisbane. Actually, yeah, that was a week in horror because the in-laws were looking after a little dog that belonged... it was like a family dog, and it's a weird dog. What was it, like a corgi chihuahua cross or something weird like that? Anyway, this little dog, and it was very timid and a bit funny.
How did those 2 dogs ever shag?
I don't know. I couldn't work it out. But
it's like trying to fit them together in my head. It's like, what?
Everywhere we go, it takes us so long to do anything because the kids are like, Hey, excuse me, can I pat your dog? To everyone who walks past. There's a lot of dogs here. So as soon as they saw it, they're like, oh, and we're like, look, it's a bit funny, and it was being a bit snappy and a bit weird, but the people it belongs to have a baby, and there's a lot of photos of it with the baby. So we were like, well, it's obviously not that bad, just new people, and, our kids are a bit bigger and whatever. Anyway, on the last day, after being told, don't do this, don't do that, just be careful, don't be loud, blah, blah, blah. And they're perfectly fine. Melody decides, I want to give this dog a big cuddle now, like grab its head and put my face in its face. So she got bitten on the mouth by the dog.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it wasn't a bite, it was a nip. It was like a scared nip, not an attack.
Yeah.
But it did draw blood and she was a bit shaken up or whatever. Not 20 minutes later, we're down at the cafe and she's immediately going up to people's dogs and she's like, can I stroke your dog? And starts like stroking and cuddling his dog. So like, Jesus Christ, Melody, what's it going to take? And that's even happened to her before. We were walking along the beach and this guy, older fella's there with this dog, this like bull Arab or bull type dog, whatever it was. An older dog, though, and she just ran up to it to give it a cuddle, and the guy's like, oh, no. And the dog sort of, like, snapped a bit at her and scared her. I thought that would have done it, to be honest. That was quite scary. But anyway, so that was a bit of a week in horror. The dog's name was Lenny, though, and I kept calling him Leonard, which was funny. So no blame on the dog.
Paul just needs to instill fear into his children a bit more.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And then while we were there, we went to this park, and Cass points up and says, "Oh, that's Toowoomba Cemetery. That's where they think." Well, it's a very, very tenuous claim, but they think someone who may have been Jack the Ripper is buried. I think I mentioned this when we did this. Cass sent me a link to ghost stories or haunted places in Australia in season 2, perhaps. But they think that a Walter Thomas, I want to say Poriot. I keep wanting to say Poirot. It's P-O-R-R-I-O-T-T. It's not Walter Thomas Poirot. It must be Poriot. Known to police as Andrew John Gibson, is buried in Toowong Cemetery. There's a speculation that he is Jack the Ripper. So his own great-grandson, Stephen Wilson, in 1997, said that his granddad lived in Limehouse near Whitechapel, where the killings took place, and he hated prostitutes. So pretty much open and shut case. I think you'll agree. That's him. Put a big silver stake through him just in case. Reports about him have surfaced over the years. Still, there is no concrete evidence for this. So basically, nothing.
There's literally like news articles every other week, like new suspect uncovered during DNA, and it's like, oh yeah, it was just somebody in the Whitechapel police station who just handled the knife because they didn't know that he needed to wear gloves.
Oh, the other thing was that he. I love this. I want this to be on my headstone or whatever. But Mr. Poriot died in 1952. He was a self-proclaimed doctor with no medical background or education.
Just like, looks a bit bad, that. I mean, I'll have a look.
I do say fairly often, I'm not technically a doctor, but...
Not a doctor.
Oh, that's fantastic. Self-proclaimed doctor with no education. Obviously, Jack the Ripper is theorized to have some medical training. But the killing stopped at the same time that Mr. Poriot left for Australia. So there's, again, very tenuous, but I thought it was quite cool. Quite a cool thing to just be, look what's up there on that hill. And then today, when I was thinking about, God, what am I going to do for my week in horror? I've not had a week in horror. I've been too busy. Nothing's happened. Nothing's been on. Aside from yet more fatal shark attacks in the area. But anyway, I'm not a surfer. And I was just stood and I looked around and I was like, oh, this podcast is short-lived because I'm stood on the beach in the sun at a sculpture festival watching humpback whales dive out of the water just off the shore. And I'm like, where's the horror?
I need to move back to Canberra.
I need to move to anyone know a hellhole I can move to? Anyway.
Just as he says that, like a shark like comes out of the water and just like eats the whale. It's a pretty big shark.
A pretty big shark. But I did think for a second on the beach with the sculptures watching the sea, I was like, you know what? This does actually remind me very much of Kirsty's favourite movie, Jaws, The Revenge.
Yeah.
Don't you think? The only other thing that's actually happened, I want to talk about, I also, what's your thing? Front loading?
Front loading.
The other thing I thought before, so me and the kids were playing this, when they say, do you want to play, it's never something simple like a game or catch or something like that. It's always, pretend I'm a radioactive dinosaur and you're the dinosaur's boss. And this is the park, and this is this, and I'm here, and it's just like constant. All they do is describe what's happening all the way through, and you're just like, right. Sorry, what am I doing again? It's painful. Playing with kids is painful. Anyway, now that Melody's also interested in doing the same thing, it's pretty cute, and it's pretty convenient because they'll both play together the same game. And it's pretty funny because Melody's just a nutbag and Finn's trying to play seriously. But it came to a point before I had to move them from one enclosure to a temporary enclosure while repairs were made to the existing enclosure. And then I had to leave them back. And there was one where I had to go and rescue so we have a lot of the zoos here, the big crocodiles, they're problem crocodiles, it says, they're captured in like northern Queensland and then put in zoos because they're eating too many people and dogs and things. So it's a problem dinosaur. You've got to go and get it and bring it back to this, Jurassic Park or zoo, whatever it is. And the only thing I could find that was anything like a leash or a tether was one of my belts that Finn had also been playing with. So if anyone was looking in the window earlier, they would have seen me with a belt around the neck of a child, walking around the house like a dog, like fucking Ivan Milat, the pair of them. And then there's a bit where I've got to wake him up. So I'm holding this belt, and my idea of, you need to wake me up now, I'm just gently nudging them with my foot. But I'm also she's so exhausted. I've got the belt on her. I'm like, get up. It's just Dad's games.
Wait, so you were like a dinosaur handler or something? I thought you had like a dinosaur who goes out to a job like Earl Sinclair or something.
As a boss.
Yeah, I was the boss.
The boss of the dinosaurs.
It's never that simple. Oh.
It's time for your annual review. Would you like to add some? Is there any CPD that could assist you with being a radioactive dinosaur?
Melody's like, I need to go in that rocky area. And you're like, okay. The other thing...
Have you done your manual handling course?
Yeah.
Can you pick up that box for me?
Don't you be operating that front loader without a ticket.
Okay, kids, we're going to get on our high vises.
The other thing it is from the distant past, but it's got to go in one of these episodes. I don't think it's going to happen, but I wanted to do a Dracula's episode with someone from Dracula's. But I think that'll be a season 4 thing. So we'll exhume this then and do it again. But I went on a family holiday to Bali.
Hey.
And while you think, hang on a minute, you can't think of a week in horror while you're at home on the beach. You're going to go on an even more tropical holiday, and that's going to be a week in horror? Well, Kath knows how to plan. She has an itinerary, and she makes sure that everyone has a good time, right? So we get there late, wake up in the morning. It's just me and Melody. Finn's got up early and Kath took him out. Sends me a message, do you want a coffee? Finn's already been chased by street dogs. This is 6:30 a.m. on our first day, and Finn had somehow, and God, we talked about this so long for, don't touch the dogs, don't stroke the dogs. And then there's lots of stories that have been told to all of us about, such and such went there and she was told, don't run because they'll chase you, whatever. Yeah, so immediately, Cass said she like barely blinked when this happened. Finn somehow drew the attention of a pack of dogs.
Somehow? Was he pretending to be a radioactive dinosaur?
And he ended up getting chased by a pack of street dogs down the beach.
I like that she said
all over his back.
She said already, like she knew this would happen.
It
she didn't
would.
think it was that soon.
Yeah, exactly. But not day one.
Not day one, Finn. I thought that was a day 4 thing.
Now, the other thing she booked, which is the horror will come on this. It's there are horror elements. So she contacted. She thought, it'd be good to do like a wildlife tour or something with Finn because he loves animals so much. And she couldn't find anything, but where someone like me, I just give up at that point. Like, well, there is nothing. She found these snake catchers who have something to do with the university, and they go out, and they're all herpetologists, and they go out and they catch snakes from people's, houses or apartments or restaurants and things, and then put them back in the wild. And they're snake experts. So she reached out to them and she said, "Do you guys do tours? I want to book a tour for me and my husband and my son to go on to have a look at some snakes and lizards and things." And they were like, "Yeah, absolutely, we can do that." So she organized this like bespoke tour for us, but it's at night because snakes come out at night. And they picked us up late. This thing ran from like 8 o'clock till like 1 a.m. with a 7-year-old, which was tough. But they took us out and they're walking everywhere. And because one of them's he's a herpetologist, he's a doctor. The other one's a student who's just learning. And they go out to take us on this tour for some amount of money. I can't remember what it was. And it became very clear that if this had happened in person, it would have been like, "Do you do snake tours?" Yep. They do not. Anyway, so we go there and they take us out into the rice paddies and things, and they're showing us all these snakes, and they're like, "That's a deadly snake. That's a deadly snake. No, that one's okay." And then we're like taking photos and having a look and everything. Then they let Finn, like there's one that it's not deadly, but it's a poisonous, well, not poisonous, venomous snake. It could be poisonous. I don't know if anyone's ever eaten one. It's a venomous snake, and he's telling Finn this, and he gets it on the hook, and he puts it on the ground, and it's this black and white striped thing, looks like it's out of Beetlejuice. It's about 2 meters long, and Finn's down there while he's talking about, they do bite and they are venomous, and you'd have to go to hospital and blah, blah. And he's down there, and he's got his face right in front of this thing, like it's a puppy or something. And I'm like, "Finn, move back a bit." And then they both go, "Oh, yeah, no, move back. Guys, switch it on, will you?" They're just like letting him and just like stood there looking at it. One of them's smoking, just like stood a few feet away having another cigarette, and one's there, "Yeah. So this is the mangrove cat snake." And I'm like, "Finn, move back a bit. You're right in its face." He goes, "Oh, yeah. The other guy turns around and goes, "Yeah, don't go near that one." And then he lets him pick it up on the hook and put it back in the bushes or whatever. I'm sure they know what they're doing, but I was like, that's far too casual with a snake that could put you in the hospital. And he's 7, so he might not even make it there. Anyway, I'm getting heaps of shit because I haven't spotted a snake yet. And I'm usually pretty good at this. If we're out here, I can take him to find snakes. I'll find them. There, I was like, I can't see anything. The guy's like, Mr. Paul, it's right there. It's right in front of you. Like I'm an idiot. And fair enough, there's like a 2 meter bright orange snake right next to me in the tree. They're so hard to see, I don't know why. And then on the way out, I was like, "There's a snake." And there was this little thing called a wolf snake that's like barely bigger than a worm that was scuttling around. And he was like, "Oh, yeah." And I was like, "See, I saw that one. You didn't see that one, did you?" I had a dig at him. He thought it was funny.
From the sounds of this, I think Gaff just emailed 2 random Indonesian guys.
Yeah, got nothing
Exactly
to
what
do.
she did. Yeah.
Is that a coat hanger?
And to be fair,
It's the same way.
Snake. Like, are you a snake expert? Yes.
how much?
I've been bitten 100 times.
What do you know about what do you know about snakes? Lots.
Yeah, but it's great. We saw lots of lizards and frogs and spiders and all kinds of things, which is awesome. Now, the 2 horror elements, to be honest, for us, maybe one of them was a bit of a horror element. So, I was going to say, to someone who doesn't like snakes, they both would have been, but then you wouldn't have found yourself on this poorly organised tour. But the first one was, we went to this place. It was a beach. It was like a very tourist beach. It was about midnight. And this is, there's a lot of people there on holiday. It's a sort of place, there's all the beaches where you can imagine all the, Australian people hang around and drinking it like idiots. And then there's these big sort of stone walkways that go out like the stone walls out into the sea. The people walk along and smoke and chat, and there'll be 2 girls at the end, and one's crying to the other one or whatever at midnight, these sort of holiday places. And there's these big stone sort of plant pots, for want of another word. They have like the trees growing out of them, just dotted along. We go down there, And it's the sort of place where you'd like sit on the edge of it and say, oh, I know he's an idiot, he's not worth it. Or you'd have a smoke or something like that if you're a drunk tourist at midnight. And that's where we found a sea crate deadly snake. And it was fucking huge. And it was coiled up right in there. Like if you just sat down, it would have been the last thing you ever did. And he was like, oh yeah, but they come up at night to sit in the hot stone and digest their food, and then they go back into the sea again. And I'm like, yeah, but this is the time when people are going to be like out here doing stuff sat on those things as well, like tourists. They never get bitten, and they both look at each other and then just don't answer. And I'm like, right. So they all know this apparently, but no one tells the tourists, by the way, all those places you're walking and sitting and doing stuff when you're a bit drunk at night have terribly venomous snakes in them, by the way.
They got to keep up the tourism.
I honestly was about to like move something there, having a look. I was like, are they likely to be in here? And there's like bits of cigarettes and stuff in there. And I was going to have a sit down because it was midnight at this stage. We've been walking for ages and it was fucking hot. Like I was about to sit there. And I didn't see one of the other guys like, oh, here he is. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, of course he is. And then the next bit was something they planned for Finn, which was really nice, was they said, oh, we're going to release into the wild a reticulated python. It's the longest snake in the world. We're going to release it into the wild up in here. And Finn, you can do it. We'll give it to you and we'll film you and everything. I was like, oh, that's awesome. That's so good. What a great thing, for Finn to do, to say he's done. I was like, so where are we going to pick it up from somewhere? Is it like, have you got it? And he's like, it's in the back. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, it's in the back there with you where you've been all night. I'm like, fucking what? So we've been sharing the back of the car with this giant fucking snake in a bag and didn't even know the whole time. I was like, mate, like, oh.
One in bag, don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like, when you watch like things like 47 meters down and all, and it's like, how could tourists be so dumb? And it's like, I know.
Oh, we can.
And I don't think I think when they were like, why doesn't anyone like let on that there are hundreds of deadly snakes here? And it's like, well, we don't want it to be known as Deadly Snake Beach.
Yeah, exactly.
We want them. Yeah. There are like all like the drinks vendors and the bars and stuff. Like, no deadly snakes here. Shut up! You're the guy that's going around going, there are snakes. No, there aren't snakes here. That's crazy.
It's like Cat on TripAdvisor afterwards, just like, I don't think these guys are real snake experts. One of them was wearing a lab coat, but it looked more like a mechanic's outfit. Just like chain smoking, just like putting the fag out in the sea.
It is something like that our dad Paul would definitely be like,
oh, 100%.
If someone just rung him and said, hey, do you do like photography tours? He'd be like, yeah. How much?
500 quid.
Yeah. Oh, we'll pay to do it. He's like, I absolutely do photography tours. Yes, I have a tour guide.
Here is another building that you could take a photo of. Next.
You can take a picture of the sky if you wanted. That's over there. We have a tree. Tree photography is actually very important.
And the other thing I did was, Katha found, obviously I've mentioned Dracula's a few times. In Bali, they have Frankensteins.
Right.
And it's essentially the same thing. It's just like really done up little restaurant thing, themed restaurant, big Frankenstein's monster outside, which is great. And then you go in and everyone's dressed in like bloody nurses' outfits. And it's sort of all the men are in male bloody nurses' outfits as well, in keeping with the the Frankenstein thing. And they've got the movies playing on these TVs, and it's all very steampunk inside. It's all like little like brass tubes and taps and things everywhere, which is awesome. They had a giant sort of scary skeleton on the ceiling, a bit like the blue whale in the museum, hanging from the ceiling. But the whole place, like the way it was decorated and the way they'd done it, was absolutely incredible. It was really well done. It wasn't just like a dodgy, like, holiday rip-off pub or anything. It was really well done. And it was just throughout wall-to-wall stuff. Glass cabinets full of like medical paraphernalia, stuff like that. They did the drinks, which were like big blood bags, which comes to your table and you drink it out of the blood bag. They do like test tube cocktails and all kinds of stuff, all kinds of weird foods. Well, not weird foods, but weird names.
Like a brain in a jar.
Like a brain in a jar. And the kids went and got their faces painted, which was so good. They both got like a Day of the Dead sort of style makeup on, but it was so well done. I mean, there are a lot of tattoo parlors there, so they're artistic people, but it was so good. You'd pay a fortune to get something like that here. It wasn't just like your dodgy face painting. It was amazing. And then they put on a show, because it's like a cabaret thing. So it's Dracula's, but in Bali, it's Frankenstein's. And I loved it. I was so sorry we didn't get to go back. We had babysitters a couple of times, so we could have, but we didn't. They do one show during the day for the kids, and they have the Disney villains in it. So I have like, Jafar and the evil queen and things like that. And then they had Baron Samedi. I'm not sure I can't remember what movie he was out of with Disney.
He's from Princess and the Frog.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yes, correct. All right. Well, there you go. And then at night, apparently, when the kids are in bed, or not because they're on holiday in Bali, but apparently it gets a little blue, and they do an adults only show, and I was like, God. So I've seen the sort of burlesque sort of cabaret thing they do at Dracula's Gold Coast. I wonder how far they go in Bali. I wonder what that would be like. That's nuts. But we didn't get to see, unfortunately. Maybe next time.
The only live music I saw when I was in Thailand was just a Thai cover band that was just doing Smash Mouth. It was just the Shrek theme on like a loop.
So yeah, they do this thing where they do this big performance and they mime to a lot of songs and things. They all have their own little show. Now, Captain Hook as well. He was there. It was quite funny. It was funny because he was smiling. And you'd think like he'd do that sort of nasty, lecherousy sort of Captain Hooky smile, but he just generally looked really happy, like he was having the time of his life.
Him and Peter Pan have worked past that now.
Yeah, exactly. The crocodile's gone. And they did all this big song and dance, and then they got the kids up, and we had both the kids up there dancing and like copying the dances, which is really cute. But beforehand, they say, "Does anyone want to come up and get photos with the whole crew?" And I'm like, yes. And I walk up and the guy's like, okay, yeah. And he's looking down. I'm like, mate, I'm fucking up here. And he's like, just you? And I'm like, yes, just me. And I walk on and there must be, I don't know, there's like 7 of these characters and they're all looking a bit like, oh, okay. And I sort of sit down and they're all a bit weird. And I'm like sat in this big chair and get the photo. The kids don't go up. Oh, no, the kids do go up. Sorry, the kids go up and get a couple of photos. But when they come round later as well with the photos, they, it was like, oh, do you want to buy the photos? I'm like, yep. And I just grabbed mine. And he's like, so these? I was like, no, just this one. And they look really puzzled and concerned. And they're like, you don't want the ones with the kids? I was like, nope, just want this one. And pay them whatever, $15, whatever it is, for the photo.
David goes, how was your holiday? Like, have you got any pictures? I was like, yeah, I got one.
Fuck yeah. So
what's the Indonesian word for autism? Only one that they need to learn. And they just go, it's this guy, and they go, oh, one of those guys.
Whatever it is, it will be familiar to me when I hear it.
That's my nickname. That was my Indonesian name that they kept calling
me. It's funny, they all call me.
It's like the next on Kath's itinerary is like a trade museum.
She just hands me a notebook and a pencil. I'm not autistic.
I had a bit of a Stephen King because I come and go with Stephen King as well. I'll read like 7 books and watch 8 films and then go away from it for a bit. And then I watched. I thought, do you know what I've not watched? I've not watched Thinner, and it's just in that kind of a period in the 90s when, like, only really, really high budget films had good special effects, like Jurassic Park, and the rest of them had shit special effects. So Thinner requires a lot of special effects because, like, someone puts a curse like on this lawyer. So he's the lawyer for the mob basically, and he's always getting him off on like. So you establish pretty quickly he's not a great guy because he's always like using perjury and using threats and stuff to get like mafia bosses, and the mafia boss in it is played by Joe Mantegna, so like perfect. And then so he basically runs over a gypsy Romani woman and kills her. And then and he basically gets off with it because he goes to all people and gets them to commit perjury. Basically gets off with this, like, oh no, it wasn't his fault, it was her, she jumped in front of the car, all this. And her family just curse him that he's going to keep getting thinner no matter what he eats. So first of all, you're like, this is the best curse ever. and then you realise, oh, he is eventually going to die and like waste away from and you're like, that sounds good. But it's such an odd story to make out of a film because like the protagonist obviously is a terrible person. He gets his comeuppance, but then instead of getting his real comeuppance, he goes and like causes havoc for these like Romani people and like kills one of them, poisons their animals, poisons their dogs, like kills a couple of them, and then still doesn't get his comeuppance at all. And basically the gypsy guy in the end is like the dad figure who's done this curse is like, well, all right, fine, yeah, I better make peace with you because you're a fucking lunatic. Like, you've killed my son-in-law and poisoned all of our dogs and, like, disfigured my daughter and all this kind of shit. And, like, he threatens to... Like, he's kind of one of these... Like, you shouldn't have messed with this guy because he's an absolute psychopath. And so they make it, and he's like, right, and basically gives him, like, a cursed pie. And he's like, I recommend if you're a good man, you'll eat this and have a noble death. And he's like, I've established I'm not a good man. I'm going to feed it to my wife, who I think is having an affair. So she dies, and then he's like, hey, that's great, she's dead, I hate her because she was cheating on me. And so he wins again, and also the curse is lifted from him, so he's fine. Then he finds out his daughter, and then he's like, oh, his daughter is also eating the rest of this pie, and she's also going to die. And you're like, oh, okay, so you're getting your comeuppance. And then, like, the end of the film is when his love rival, who's been having an affair with his wife, comes in. And he's like, the end of it is kind of him grinning because he's going to feed the pie to this guy. And you're like, you've not learned your lesson, have you, mate? And his daughter's literally just said, oh, I've eaten this like poison pie and I'm probably going to die soon. And he's like, and he knows she's going to die. And he's kind of like, oh, that's sad. Oh, wait a minute. I can kill someone else now. And it's like, he hasn't suffered at all. Pretty much, everyone he wanted dead is dead.
I would argue that he has learned a lesson. Poison pie.
Poison pie is a great idea.
Why did I think of this earlier?
Yeah, it's just such an odd like film. That's got you get to the end and you're like, okay, so he wins basically, doesn't he? Yeah, his daughter does die, but he doesn't seem that bothered because he's like, I've killed a lot of people. And then obviously they've got like a cheap fat suit that he has to start. Yeah, he has to start in the fat suit to get down to how he looks when he's thinner, and it just looks like the one that like Monica always has on in Friends. It's like, it's basically just a headpiece with like a massive double chin in it, and that's all it is, and then some padded, and like it looks awful. And then like when you look at the cast of it and sort of the people who worked on it, they never really did anything after that, apart from like obviously Joe Mantegna was already in The Simpsons, like, and he just goes on to play gangsters in everything he's in, but no one really. Yeah, it's just such an odd, and it's Stephen King adaptations. Like, they've gotten better, haven't they?
Yeah.
But like they used to be 10 a penny. Like, just push them out. And the other thing I've started reading is I got for Christmas this Stephen King collection, is his most recent collection of stories, 12 short stories, and it's called You Like It Darker. And one of them, which is the one I've started with, is called Finn. and it's about an unlucky little boy. And I've started reading that and then kind of just paused on it, and it made me laugh so much when you were talking about Finn getting bitten by snakes. And it's like in this whole story, it's like this happened to Finn, then this happened to Finn, then this happened to Finn. And it's like, I can see where this is going.
That's how I speak to his doctor.
Well, that was what you were like. That was what you were like, Paul. When Paul was a kid, he was always breaking bones, getting into scrapes, and doing all.
I was
this
electrocuted
stuff.
several times.
You were
Not many people
electrocuted
could say
several
that.
times. Broke your arm on the monkey, and then was on the monkey bars like short time after, going ow, ow, and like constantly injuring yourself, and like sort of So that's what you're now living through that with your own son.
Yes, it's infuriating.
So there's 12 stories in this, so it'll be a feature of my week in horror for some weeks to come, because I'll just start like reading short stories is just such a great way of getting through books. It's like,
do you hate
books?
Well,
it's this attention thing, isn't it? It's like I can get into a book and read because I'm immersed in it. But if there's a book I'm not particularly engaged with, it'll take me years to get through it, because I'm just like, force myself through this chapter. But when it's a short story, it's like I may as well just read the whole thing, because it's like 12 pages.
A lot of Stephen King books as well, they're kind of like meandering, and he is known for like kind of like fudging the ending in a lot of his books, but the short stories seem to be like straight and to the point. Like the Seasons one that is you literally have like Apt Pupil, like Stand By Me, and like the Shawshank Redemption, like all in one book. So I mean, when he does short stories, he usually hits it out of the park, because he's not concentrating on like a big sort of meandering narrative.
And I think it helps when they're sort of making films from those things as well, because they've got a little bit to work with, rather than like, it's really, I think some of his stuff is quite hard to adapt, because there's so many little side things that are going on that are like, do you put this in or do you leave it out? Or is it, you know what I mean?
They made like a 2.5 hour movie of The Dark Tower, and it's like a tome that's like 5,000 pages long.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And like, obviously some things are like, I'll make a mini series of that, or instead of a film or whatever, or make a 2-parter. But they've just really released Life of Chuck, which has got, it's one in one of the other collections that I talked about on the last season, and that's coming out. It's just come out. It's got Tom Hiddleston in it. It's not a horror story. It's like more of a mystery type, what's going on type thing. But I think they're much easier to adapt because they're thinner, and you can add stuff to it.
He's on a bit of a roll at the moment with films being released, because obviously Life of Chuck just came out recently. But also, when I was watching Weapons, 2 of the trailers were the remake of The Running Man and The Long Walk. So you literally just got like 2 Stephen King adaptations like back to back in the trailers.
I've seen all the like publicity stunts for The Long Walk as well, where they got like influencers to walk on a treadmill, and while they're watching the film, and if they stopped walking, they weren't allowed to see the rest of it.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm glad they didn't pick us for that, because first 2 minutes I'd be like, oh mate, I'll just watch it. I'll just get it on my dodgy box. I don't need to see this. So don't worry.
So then people you see doing like a 5K at Glastonbury, it's just like, just fuck off. Take your organic yogurt and get fucked.
Yeah, so I've still got quite a few like adaptations that I've not watched, but like I thought Thinner was it was 90 minutes, and I'll quite happily watch a 90-minute film, because that's how long films should be,
Yeah, it was made during that period when you got a lot of different Stephen King adaptations, like either movies or like TV movies. You got like Tommyknockers and like The Langoliers, and even like Needful Things is made around the same time as that. So it's all like they made a lot of Stephen King adaptations in like a short period of time.
Yeah, well, Tom Holland, who did Thinner, also did The Langoliers, which The Langoliers is such an odd. It's a really great story, but then unfortunately at the end you have to show The Langoliers, which these weird fuzzy little black balls, and it's like they're shit. So he kind of goes against his own. He goes against his own rule of like, don't show the monster behind the door. Just describe, like, just to say there's a monster behind the door and let the audience do the rest. And in the Langoliers, he's like, here's the monster, by the way. And it's like, oh, these little fluffy things, they're shit. They're awful. Like, they're not scary. They're just weird.
Also, if anyone's listening at home and they're wondering why Kirsty just said that Tom Holland made that movie, we're talking about Tom Holland, the horror movie director. He did like Fright Night and Child's Play and Psycho 2, not Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Tom Holland wasn't even alive in the 90s. How's he making it?
We've been watching Rev, which has got Tom Hollander in it. And like it's like there's Tom Holland. Tom Hollander suggests that somewhere there's a Tom Hollandist just waiting to like.
Do you know he was on a chat show? He was on a chat show a while ago, and he said that he's got the same agent as Tom Holland, and he got sent one of his checks, and he was like, and he like looked at it, and he was like, "Fucking hell, this kid who makes loads of money." He's like, and he goes, "He's practically a sperm." It's like, what the fuck?
It's weird that like I used to watch his dad, Dominic Holland, on like all the TV panel shows when I was a teenager.
Yeah, you just used to be like a nerd, giving like on like Mock the Week, and now his son's Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, that's like so. Lewis was always when he was first cast as Spider-Man. Lewis was always showing me these pictures, going, "Oh, this is the guy that's going to play Spider-Man," and I was like, "Dominic Holland is going to play Spider-Man." No, he's not. I was like, "This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard." Like, and I was like, "No. It was Dominic Holland. I'm talking about this kid." I was like, "Oh, oh yeah, we're in a world now where Dominic Holland isn't young or famous. He's just Spider-Man's dad."
Because he's like well known as being in like a real life couple with his counterpart from Spider-Man, Zendaya. I just think about Dominic Holland just being like an embarrassing white dad with like Zendaya is like the coolest girl ever.
I was cool back in the day. Well, he was quite edgy a little, you know, he's kind of one of those new wave of 90s political comedians, Dominic Collins as well, wasn't he? So he was kind of like, he was kind of cool in his day. He's not, yeah, now he's just Spider-Man's dad. It'll happen to us all.
Also, he's got two other kids, and he's like, he's literally called Tom Holland the favourite one.
Yeah, of course. He's going to buy him a mansion, isn't he? The other two are like, "Oh, I haven't got any money, Dad."
You two are just dressing up as Spider-Man to go on student nights out, aren't you? He's the real deal. See that suit? Worth millions. I go to the chemist for your mum.
I'm free to talk today because it's like during the day, but I'm actually on my way down to Shrewsbury because I'm doing a night shoot. But I don't need to be there until like really late at night, so I just thought I'd pull over and do the interview myself.
Dedication, that it's like in a lay-by somewhere.
Is your night shoot horror related?
No, it's I'm shooting. There's a thing in well, actually, I think they used to do it in Australia, but I don't think they do it anymore. The company's called Shure Limited, but it's more commonly known as Bongo's Bingo. So I'm doing some filming for them.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Sounds Australian.
Well, it's an Irish guy and a Scouser who started it, and then it started in Liverpool, and then they used to do shows in Australia, but then I think I don't know. I think they stopped doing them during COVID, and then they just didn't start them up again.
So, Gene, do you want to just start by giving us an update on The Blade Cuts Deeper?
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, no problem, of course. So it's had quite a few screens now across the country. The next screening, or the last screening that we have at the moment organised, is going to be the Phantasmagoria Film Festival, which is a horror film festival in Wrexham. And then I'll be there to do a Q&A afterwards, like I've done with all the screenings in the UK. So since I last spoke to you, a company called Black Mandala came on as my sales agent, and I've got me a deal with a distributor called Alliance Entertainment. And they've started a partnership with a new company that they've basically created themselves, I think, just to release horror movies. So I'm one of the first of 8 horror movies that they're releasing for the brand new company. So the movie's getting released in North America. As far as I understand it, it'll be streaming and it'll be physical, so like DVD and Blu-ray. And I think they did say things like cable TV and planes, but they just put that in the contract if they can get it. But it's definitely going out on physical, and I know that because I recorded a commentary 2 days ago for the movie, and then I sent a message to Black Mandela saying, "Oh, do you want this commentary for the US North America release?" And they said, "Oh, unfortunately, the Blu-rays and the DVDs have already been authored, so the movie's definitely going out on physical and streaming as well." And I did read the other day, someone sent me a screenshot the other day, although I still haven't verified this yet. Someone sent me a screenshot that's going to be on Shudder, but that's an unverified, which would be cool if it was on Shudder, but that's unverified at the moment. But yeah, so Void Signal is the company that partnered with Alliance Entertainment. And then apart from that, I can't think of anything else at the moment. For the movie specifically, I'm not.
That's enough.
Yeah, that is enough. I can't be bothered organizing any more screenings. It's so much work contacting people, and the success rate is like 1 in 5 million. So it's fucking difficult.
What about you got nominated for an award though, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did. It got nominated for Best Thriller at the National Film Awards. We still don't know how we got that nomination because it turned out someone had to nominate you, and you could nominate yourselves. But I didn't even know about the National Film Awards, and it's a big film awards as well. But I never heard of them in London, and none of the cast or crew nominated us. So some random person has nominated us, and then they put us up for Best Thriller. We didn't win, but I went to the ceremony. And there was a lot of free alcohol there, so it was a good night.
Hey,
what was it that won? What actually won? Do you remember?
The movie that won was actually the table sit next to us. The movie's called Rumpelstiltskin, and it's directed by Andy Edwards. And I ended up talking to Andy whilst I was there, and we've become friends now. So yeah, I've been talking to him a little bit recently. Actually, I talked to him just last week because there's a new film magazine starting up in England. It's going to be a quarterly printed magazine, and they asked me to write an article about anything I wanted to about film. So I've just started interviewing all the filmmakers that I know for the article that I'm writing for them. So I spoke to Andy last week. But yeah, Rumpelstiltskin, they won. They won, and we got nothing. But I met Caprice, so there you go.
Oh wow! Well, there you go.
Well, I haven't heard that name in years.
And well, she was like a supermodel, wasn't she? I think in the 90s when I was a teenager. I think so. I think it was in the 90s. I can't really remember.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, she was like 90s.
She used to like host on the Big Breakfast.
Did she? I don't remember that. I remember Denise Van Outen on the Big. Is that the Big Breakfast? Is that on Channel 4? The Big Breakfast. Yeah.
She was one of them stand-in hosts when it was like summer holidays when like the real hosts would like go.
She was a big deal. Like she was a big. If she'd have walked in anywhere in like 1997, people would have been, "Whoa, it's Caprice! No way!"
Oh yeah, she was in every magazine, wasn't she? As a model, promoting lots of things. So yeah, everyone knew who she was. I think there were lots of people there from all. There was a lot of people. There was a lot of awards for TV shows there as well. But as I don't watch TV, I mean movies or very little TV, and especially I don't watch British TV because it just doesn't interest me. I don't like British TV shows very much. They had people from like Adolescence and all the shows. Some kids, some of this cast from is it called Go Ed, the Scouse one? Were there?
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I could have talked to them and I wouldn't have even known who they were. So I'm not sure. And likewise, they would have no fucking idea who I was.
Did you get the Caprice to star in your next feature length?
No, I didn't. But I'm in talks with the distributor right now. I'm really close to finishing off a script, and I need to type it up this week because Black Mandela. Nothing's set in stone, but Black Mandela had pitched them an idea, and I told them who I wanted in it, and they're like, "Well, if you can get that actor, we will do pre-sale, kind of pre-sales and get you a budget for the movie." So I'm hoping once I send them the script this week that they actually like the script. And there'll probably be some changes, but I've already got the actor to agree to it because we're friends anyway. I didn't tell them that. I just said I can get him. So it's I mean, you'll know who he is, Lawrence Harvey from The Human Centipede 2.
Oh yeah, Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean he lives in Wigan, so he's not far away.
Home of The Human Centipede, Wigan.
Yeah, well that's it. Centipede 2 and 3 and 1,000 other movies he's been in since then. But I worked with Lawrence in, I think it was July It was either end of June or beginning of July, because I'd been working on an anthology feature film, which is finally done now after being working on it for so long. And I directed one of the segments for it, and then I got Lawrence to come in and be in my segment. So we'd already worked together a couple of times. I did a short film with him that my friend Guy directed, and I was the DP on it. And it's called Nappy. And one of the best bits in it is where Lawrence pisses in a tray and then makes someone dance in a tray of piss, and it's just that kind of thing, you know, kind of typical thing that Lawrence is known for.
Jewel Saturday.
But yeah, that's it. I mean, there may be other stuff that has happened over the movie, but I can't honestly remember now. I know that the distributor, I know that Void Signal or Alliance Entertainment, whatever you want to call them in America, have done new artwork to promote the movie in North America, and they said they're going to send it to me soon, and they even said they send me a Blu-ray of the movie as well for myself. I'm hoping they send me a few so I can give some to cast and crew, but it's highly likely they're only going to send me one, and I won't even be able to play it because my Blu-ray player is broke, so I'll have to get a new Blu-ray player first. Not that I need to play it, I've seen the movie like 1,000 times.
Did you offer them the box of VHS cassettes you managed to gather?
Oh, yeah. We did 10 altogether at first just to see if anyone was interested, and we sold a few of them. And then there were 2 screenings where people really wanted them, and then I forgot to take them to the screenings with me. So, so there's about 5 left in my house. I mean, you do more, but because it's VHS, you know, obviously it's real time to record the movie, so it takes ages to transfer it. I need to get about 20 or 30 VHS players and just daisy chain them up and record them all at the same time. And you know, but it's just finding the time now at the moment to do it. And I think I'm just trying to move on to the next thing now. It'd be nice to get some more screenings in the UK, and we've been trying around London, but it's not so easy when you're based up north. People want to go and kind of meet you face to face sometimes, which is easy up here. But it's not been that easy. So I'm not putting much more effort into doing the screenings now. If someone wants to offer a screening, that's cool, but I'm not going to chase anything.
Yeah. Kirsty, I reckon our dad's probably got an active editing to VHS business open, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he does actually. Our dad does put stuff on VHS from anything, like, you know, old cine film. He actually, we talked about it. We actually talked about it on the podcast because I went around and he was like, "Come on, look what I've done." And he'd worked out how to use this like little Super 8 projector, but the plug on it was so frayed and over 60 years old, and I was like, "You are gonna burn the house down, Dad, with this." And he was like, "Nah, I'll be fine. I've got it working." So yeah, he can get anything onto anything.
Well, the problem with the VHS, the one big problem we have with the VHS is that VHS being PAL, and PAL typically running at 25 frames per second, but we shot the movie on 24 frames per second, so we had to do a conversion. You can't just do the movie straight onto VHS because it would be all jittery. So Guy did explain to me what he did, but I've forgotten it now because it's over my head. But he had to go through a whole process to convert it into 25 frames before it could even go onto the VHS. And it's not as simple as just putting it on like a timeline with 25 frames per second, because then things can go out of sync. So it's that was the most difficult part. But once we got that done, it was just you know, sitting around waiting for copies to be made. Oh, and that's it. That's the first time actually I met Lawrence, because he came in and recorded an introduction just for the VHS version. So when you get the VHS tape, you see Lawrence at the beginning doing a little introduction for the movie. That's
pretty cool. I like those old things that you used to get at the beginning of every. You'd see that quite a bit, like just an actor in a spotlight. It's like, the film you're about to watch was recorded. Like, they did it for loads of different things, and I don't really know why they did that.
Well, it was the one we're mimicking on our VHS was from the Video Standards Council, which worked with the EBFD. So it was, I can't remember the guy's name now, but he was the same guy all the time. And he'd go on, you know, he'd say along the lines of, the film you're about to watch is certified 18 for blah, blah, blah reasons. And, you know, I wrote a straight script for Lawrence where he says that. And then before we did the last take, and it was good, and it was going to be all straight. And then he said, "Do you want to do a fun one?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." So then he just ad-libbed a bunch of stuff and started adding in all these weird sexual swear words. And so, so what I've done now is I cut the two together. So it starts straight, and then it like suddenly cuts to him being like really angry and shouting at the camera, and then goes back to him being straight again. And he's angry again and just saying lots of random stuff, but doing the same style as the Video Standards Council would have been in the 90s and 80s.
That's cool.
Correct.
Like one of the times I met Lawrence, he was in the green room for like a horror convention, but he was like wearing like an outfit that he wears for like one of the Human Centipede things. So he was just in like a pair of like underwear and like shoes, and he's just like stood in the green room like drinking a beer. I was like, "You all right, mate?" He's like, "Yeah, sound." I was like,
Yeah, no.
Right.
That's what that's the great thing about Lawrence. He's like, will you do this, Lawrence? And he's like, you don't have to ask. I'm just going to do it. What do you want?
That's a great attitude to have, isn't it? It's like, yeah, whatever it is.
First time I met him, he was at a convention somewhere. I can't remember who it was, but he was with Dieter Lasser from Human Centipede before he died. But I was a fan of his because he was in the Lex, which is a sci-fi series, and he was like this like head in a jar who had like loads of arms that like consume the universe. It's a weird show. It's like a 90s creepy thing, but Dieter Lasser, the scientist from the Human Centipede, was like a crazed like scientist who turned the universe into like loads of copies of his own arms.
I feel like the Hollywood kind of missed a beat there because Human Centipede was, first Human Centipede was big, but the second one was very, very big because of the stuff that Lawrence does in it. But they could have remade it and like recast Dieter with like Udo Kier or someone like that. A little bit more known actor. I don't know who they would have got to play Lawrence. Topher Grace from that 70s show would have been good. Or Danny Dyer. Danny Dyer is always my go-to. Let's see Danny Dyer in the
youth. You're a fucking centipede, you can't.
There's a movie from the 90s? I can't remember what it's called. Is it called Football Factory with Danny Dyer in it?
Yeah,
I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Is that the one? Listen to the commentary. The first 10 minutes is him and the director, because the director is very similar to him in his attitude, talking about actors and how, as they refer to it, got cunted out of different jobs and money that they're owed. And they're constantly going, yeah, he was fucking canted, he was canted, he was. And they just say that over and over for 20 minutes. Even talking about the movie, just talking about that for 20 minutes. It's great.
I saw a meme page a while ago, and it had like Danny Dyer tweets that as inspirational quotes. They went, just sat down to watch Ratatouille with a little and fuck me, I was rooting for that rat.
I like the I don't know if Danny Dyer did it himself as a joke, but someone dubbed his voice over a bunch of James Bond clips. I don't know if you've seen them. They're fucking great. The Goldfinger ones, fucking amazing.
I like the recent interview with him because his like daughter, who's also named Danny Dyer, like that's what he named his daughter, and his daughter's marrying like the captain of West Ham, who like won an award, who's like giving him like two grandchildren. He's like, yeah, she might be in love with him, but I fucking love that man. I goes, if I'd marry him myself if that was appropriate.
I love Danny Dyer, man. I do want him to be the next James Bond. That would just be fucking amazing. I'd love him to be James Bond.
I was hoping he was because Lewis. Well, every morning when Lewis wakes up, he does his showbiz news. He's like, "Oh, have you heard this?" It's just popped up on his phone. It's like Danny Dyer's going to be on Strictly Come Dancing. I was like, "Get it? That's amazing!" And he was like, "No, Danny Dyer's daughter, Danny Dyer." I was like, not as good, not as good." I really, really wanted him to be in like a Football Factory, like football hooligan themed samba or something. That would be really funny.
I tried watching Marching Powder. Yeah, Marching Powder, that movie that came out with him, this year. I tried watching it the other day because it's on Prime, and I was 20 minutes in. I was watching it with my wife, and like my wife, English is her third language, and even I looked to her and said, "I can't understand a fucking word he's saying." I have no idea what's going on in this movie, and we just switched it off because it didn't make any sense.
You put the subtitles on, you're like, I still don't understand what.
Lewis has to have the subtitles on The Crown because he can't understand posh accents. He's so wavertree that he has to put. He's like, "What's this cunt saying?" It's like, that's the king, and he's saying that Princess Margaret shouldn't go and do what she's just done. And he's like, "How do you understand this? I don't get it." He has to have the subtitles on every single time.
What does he mean? One? There's like 4 of them here.
So what? So you're doing a lot. The last couple of times we've met, you've been doing all sorts of different like cinematography jobs, and you were filming on our college plane last week and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Are you so in the background? Are you sort of? You said you've written this script that you're sort of looking at.
Yeah,
Is there
well,
another horror thing that you're sort of writing, or is it?
No, there is. So Alex, who co-wrote The Blade Cuts Deeper with me, we've come up with an idea together, and we were going to write it together, but I don't really have the time, and I trust, I know how he writes, and I like the stuff that he does. So we fleshed out the story together, and then he's gone off to write it. I mean, it's it's essentially our take, or not. It's not it wouldn't be a remake because we wouldn't be able to afford like licensing rights, but it's kind of our version of Lamberto Bava's Demons, because we're both a really big fan of that movie. So we wanted to make a little nod to that film. And so yeah, he's writing that at the moment, and once he's finished, which he says he's close to finishing the first draft, I'll have a look at it and then I'll rewrite parts of it. But I just don't have time, because with The Blade, he would write a bit and send to me, and then I'd be like, okay, that's good, then we'll do this next, and then send it back, and we go back and forth. But I haven't got time to do that at the moment, because still stuff to do with Blade, and then I'm trying to get this other script for the distributor, because that looks like almost a guaranteed thing that'll be financed. So that's worth doing. And then I'm working on a documentary at the moment with a filmmaker from Macclesfield. His name's Brandon, and that's what we were filming on the plane for the other day. And then he's already started prep on his next documentary, so we're going to Paris in December for 4 days to start filming for that. I don't know if you've ever heard of a band called Gong. They were like a psychedelia band.
Steve Village.
There was a guy they called DDA. I can't pronounce his second name. DDA. Can't pronounce his second name. He was one of the saxophonists in it, and but he's had a very interesting life. So Brandon wants to make a documentary about him, and he lives in Paris. We're going over to interview him there. And then I was making through another company a bunch of short films for Swim UK. Like not promos, like actual short films, but about how the stress of like Olympic athletes go through, with their families, and they're not really getting paid or at all, or very little, and all the things they have to juggle. So it was kind of just to promote mental health, like amongst British athletes, especially Olympic athletes, and then I didn't do anything in August or the first week of September, because on August the 3rd this year, I had an accident, fell off my bike and broke my collarbone. So I couldn't do anything other than play Roblox with my son for 4 weeks during the summer holidays. So I'm all right. Actually, I had a really good time playing that. I've become really good at 99 Nights in the Forest. So I know all the kid lingo now. Everything's fucking sus, and someone's a goat, and there's all these fucking words that I need to learn when I'm talking to people.
Like Seven when he comes in the house and like he's talking like some sort of gang leader or something. Gotta get this like a trade quick.
I think my son's picked up from one YouTuber is he'll say something. He says, "I wouldn't lie to you," and I'm like, I'm like, "Yeah, okay, don't lie to me." Then he's like, "No, I won't lie to you." I'm like, "Why you keep saying that? I don't understand why you keep saying that to me."
Instead of saying good night, the kid goes, "Don't forget to like and subscribe."
You know what? I'm gonna try and get him to do that, because that would be really fucking funny.
When me and Kirsty went to watch your film at the Society in Runcorn, we were treated to a live walkout by two old men.
Oh yeah, and one of them gave the best response, which I don't know if everyone heard, but I heard it because I was sat right by them when the one guy stood up and just said, "What is this shit?" and then walked out the room.
Like picked up his pint, and then his mate like picked up his pint and his newspaper and just like shuffled off out with him.
That's a great pull quote for the Blu-ray. What is this shit?
Well, I want to put stuff like that on the cover, because I've got total control. With the company Home Alliance, they're also doing the UK and Northern Ireland release of the movie, but that's just for streaming. And I've retained the rights for physical. So we're recording all the commentaries now, and we're going to do like a 45, maybe 50-minute documentary on the making of the movie, just interviewing people. And because there's lots of footage of like behind the scenes that we got, so we thought we might as well throw a documentary together. But I'll have total control over the physical release, so I might put quotes on that at the front. If you want to come up with like a shitty one sentence review of the film, I'll stick it on the front and put the podcast name on it.
Yeah, well, that's what we definitely need to do. That we definitely need to come up with that over the next week or so. That could be our homework to do.
The best one so far is the classic. What is this? Just write something along the lines of that's the best film I've watched in the last 90 minutes.
At least they got through it. So. It is
That's funny. You know what? It's 83 minutes long though. So what was the other 7 minutes they were watching?
They were rewinding the VHS as it came.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to watch it on VHS. I just haven't managed to get the VHS player off my dad yet.
Oh, it looks absolutely terrible. It's amazing. It looks like it's from the 80s because we bought all those old VHS tapes, and the first lot we did, I saw them and I realized I've got so many Disney movies here, and then thought, oh my god, of course they're the best ones to use. Because kids will watch the same movie over and over again. Like my son, he doesn't do it so much anymore, but when he was younger, he'd watch like the Pixar Cars like 3 times in one day, every day for 2 weeks. So, they were just raggedy, those tapes. So we recorded all over the Disney movies, and then I played all of them back. Not all the way through, but skipped through them just to make sure the whole movie was on each tape. And yeah, like that, you do need to use the tracking knob on your VHS because the tracking just goes off a lot on the tape because it's so badly damaged, and it really adds to it. I think it's great.
And then you'll find like Short Circuit 5. You're like, oh, I can't use this. It's going to look pristine. It'd be like a DVD.
I found the guy I bought all the VHS tapes off. He lives in Wigan, and he just buys bulk from some guy of VHS tapes and DVDs, and he sells them, I don't know, in a marketplace somewhere. But I found him online and said, look, when you get VHS tapes, ring me. So I was buying, I think, 50 VHS tapes at a time for about £5. But inside, it was like, oh, I'm not recording over that because there's an original Terminator VHS. I don't even know if that's worth anything, but I'm like, fuck, I'm keeping that. And then there was an original John Woo, the Killer, and like some other movies. Like, oh, I'm keeping them. These are some cool collector's items here. But like most of them were terrible. Most of them were like there was In Excess Live, which I don't care about. I'll tell you what there was, which I'm not interested in, but I can't seem to find many of them around. There was a limited edition Grace Jones music video that was released on VHS, and now I own a copy of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That In Excess comment has alienated all of our Australian listeners. It's a hard line.
I like Wolf Creek, just so you know. Really good.
Well, let's see a steep drop off after episode 4 of like listeners from Australia.
They're just like burning effigies of Gene outside Michael Hutchinson's house.
Gene, I've just realised that this is heavily toilet based, but that shouldn't put you off.
Oh, that's okay. I've experienced going to the toilet, so it's fine.
I can verify that he's been to the toilet in the building that I work in.
What?
This one the other day. That was my once a week.
Every week. All right.
Like clockwork.
Gene, would you rather know that giant spiders can hide on the sides of your toilet where you can't see them waiting for prey, or know that animals like snakes and rats can swim through pipes and enter your house from the toilet to terrorize you?
Oh, the spiders.
That was a quick answer. The spiders.
Okay, we're done.
Bye, Gene.
That's a wrap.
I don't snake coming up my ass while I'm on the toilet. So I'll take the spiders just hiding there.
Right.
Can we use that quote on our website?
Yeah, feel free.
Again, Paul isn't listing from his Will You Rather book. This is just another thing from his Australian estate agent. It's like, well, we got snakes in the pipes or, toilet spiders. Which do you like less?
Both of those things do happen fairly regularly. Not to me, it's just in general.
In the Philippines, we used to get some massive spiders in the house there, and although I didn't like them, I'd take them over snakes any day. So
that's funny. It's usually the other way around, I find.
Oh, really?
Maybe because
I would much rather snakes. Yeah, I'd much rather have a snake problem than a spider problem.
Oh, and spiders. Well, in certain countries, spiders are useful. Like the spiders were useful for the mosquitoes. Actually, the geckos are also very useful for mosquitoes in the Philippines too. But yeah, the spiders are quite useful. I mean, some of them were freakishly big, which was a bit scary. Yeah, no, not a big fan of snakes, and I'm especially not a fan of iguanas because I was chased by one once in the Philippines.
What had you done to make it chase you?
I was in a petting room with my son in the Philippines, and the first room we went into, they had an anaconda. No, not an anaconda, a boa constrictor. And they're like, yeah, hold it. So I was holding it, and then when I looked, I realized all that was keeping its mouth shut was a little thin piece of string that they tied around its mouth. I was like, okay, I'll give it back now. And then they took us into the next room, and there was one iguana walking around. But then it just looked at me from the other side of the room, and it just started running towards me, and I ran away.
I left the child there.
What type of petting do like wires up, like wires snakes mouths shut? It's like, yeah, it's all right. It's a lot more ethical than Paul's random trip into out into the Indonesian jungle with two random dudes. Just like, yeah, snake.
No, this as bad as it sounds, there's no ethics in Southeast Asia for anything. So it's just whatever you want to do. You do it there. So that's just how it is, you know.
This harkens back to like a very early episode, but when me and Lewis went to the regional zoo in Sheffield, we went into like this big like greenhouse type thing where they had butterflies, and yeah, there's just two big, massive monitor lizards just knocking about, just walking around on the floor. And I was like, watch the lizard, and he's like, it's out. I was like, I think it's meant to be out. I think they leave them out, but it was just really weird. Like the type of
not monitor lizards. Monitor lizards are snappy and carnivores, and they'll take a nice chunk out of you.
Yeah.
It was a really strange thing to just be like, watch that monitor lizard. It was huge as well. It was massive, and they were just letting them walk about.
I had two monitor lizards, and whenever he fed them, he had to put these really thick gloves on because they kept trying to bite him, but they couldn't get through the gloves because they were so thick. And he was just, he couldn't hold them at all, like bare hand, because they just go for him every time.
You had an iguana, Paul, didn't you? I
did, yeah. I also had a predatory fish that did take a chunk out of Dad's hand when he tried to feed it drunk one night.
I'll just put my hand in. It's basically a piranha, isn't it? And he's just like, I'll just feed it. I'll give it a chip.
Paul also had a leopard gecko. I remember like getting put in his bedroom when I was like drunk at his house one time by like the whole family to like get me out the front room from like just causing mayhem. Like woke up like 3 o'clock in the morning or something, and for some reason my face is like right against the lizard tank, and like it's just looking at me, and I'm like, oh.
Jed used to sleep under our dining room table like a dog quite a lot.
When I was in the Philippines, down south, went to visit my wife's mum and dad, and I was sitting in the garden one day. My wife just walked up to me with a stick, and hanging off it was a millipede. And it was beautiful colour. And she went, look at this. I was like, oh, that looks amazing. She went, yeah, if this stings you, it'll kill you. And she started waving it in my face. I was like, all right, thanks. Take it away now.
Was that just after the life insurance that you signed off on?
Yeah, all £50 of it.
I'll get those VHS tapes. See if I don't.
Ones in there.
Yeah.
Terminator original, that goes for up to £20 on eBay. I want it.
Kirsty.
Yes.
As you fall asleep, you notice the chilling sight of two blood-red eyes staring intently at you from your closet. Or hear an eerie knock as you're trying to fall asleep, and your heart jumps out of your chest as you realize the knocking is coming from your mirror.
I'll probably just go with the eyes because, first of all, from where I am in bed, I can't really see the wardrobe. And I'd probably just assume Lewis had left his headphones in there charging or something. Just like forgotten them in the wardrobe.
It's just a charging light.
Yeah, there's always a weird charging light. I'd probably just go like, I probably forgot his headphones, and I'll remember in the morning that's where they are. Because that seems to be my chief job in this household, is just remembering where he's left his headphones or wallet. Whenever I see it, like, oh yeah, make a mental note of that. Yeah, I mean, the mirror is right next to my side of the bed, so I wouldn't enjoy that. I'll go with the monster in the wardrobe, because God knows whenever I open the wardrobe, loads of stuff falls out. So
you're already afraid of them.
I'm already kind of afraid of opening the doors, and I tend not to open them if I can avoid it. Whatever's in there is staying in there now.
You could also just smash the mirror, I guess.
That's 7 years bad luck, though. I could just put it in the other room.
Knock all you want. You weird mirror.
You weird mirror. I mean, when you live in these are probably, I imagine if you ask these questions to like an American, they'd be terrified. But I live in a Victorian house. You know, this was built in 1867. So if you got terrified of every sort of weird noise or funny sort of light source, and you'd never sleep. You know,
there's no fucking way that banging's coming from the mirror. That's the pipes. It's always
yeah,
the
that's
pipes.
going to be all. You know, the walls are. I mean, I live in a terrace. You know, that's just probably the house next door to me has been sold. So now it's been empty for like months and months and months. So I'm expecting a lot of weird noises over the next. I just hope they don't have like a child or something. Whoever moves in. We're really crossing our fingers for Sikhs. Possibly like free food. And we've never met a Sikh I didn't like, and I'm really crossing my fingers because, and also they seem to be very generous with like, oh, we've made so much delicious food. Would you like some? So that's kind of our number one hope. Is Sikhs, but we'll accept other, you know, Hindus. I'll accept anyone who might be cooking delicious food from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. That's my holdout. So I'm hoping that we'll hear weird noises anyway, and then hopefully it'll be cooking smells as well. That's what I'm hoping for, and free food.
Guess you're just in it for the free naan bread.
Genuinely just like waiting for Eid. Like imagine there's an iftar going on next door to you. So we've had our tea. It's like 9 o'clock, and then you get a knock at the door, and it's the next door neighbours going, "We made too much for iftar. Do you want a curry?" And I'd be like, "Oh my god, this is my dream." Bonus curry at 10 o'clock at night. Yes. Anyway, I'll go with the wardrobe.
Oh god.
Yeah, give me that ADHD diagnosis as soon as you get it.
Oh, sorry, we were talking about wardrobes.
I'm just sitting here eating a curry because I couldn't get my mind off it. Sorry, I just had to go downstairs and get a curry.
Oh.
Anyway, cupboard.
The loose pop said round. Someone mentioned naan bread. Made for each other.
All right, Jed. Would you rather face the terror of paragliding straight into the open mouth of an immense sky-high creature that suddenly emerges from the clouds, or find yourself cruising on a zip line, a gigantic gnarled hand reaching out at you from the forest canopy below, ready to snatch you away?
I think Jed's are a bit more high stakes than mine. Mine are like,
Noisy mirror?
there's a weird noise. There's a weird noise or possibly a red light somewhere, and Jed's is like, you're going to die, you're going to paraglide into a giant monster.
Which horrific death do you want?
Thing is, though, like if you're on like a zip line, you kind of like you know something could probably go wrong. But like if you were on like a paraglider, you were like you know you could probably, even if the engine went off, you could probably land it. But like I don't know, there's not really any sort of sky predators, so I'd imagine that would be more terrifying than if it was just some hand on a zip line or whatever. Also, I'm not really a big fan of heights, so either of them would probably not really be my cup of tea, especially paragliding, because
I'm already screaming.
I would definitely shit myself. So just being up there would be scary enough for me.
Right.
Like I think man should be on the ground. Like the sky is just a bit too far. just stay here, mate. Just stay here, mate. Honestly, but but either way, I'd probably choose the parasail because I reckon either way you're gonna fall to your death or you're just gonna be eaten by a monster. So one of those two would be a preferable way to go rather than just like fall into me death from a zip line. Well, also, I kind of want to go to that one in Wales. It's like dead fast. I don't want to be put off it enough, you know what I mean? So I'm going to choose the thing that I definitely won't do rather than the thing that I might do if I ever get time.
Would I rather live near a mysterious science lab with bizarre noises of ominous experiments happening a few unsettling miles from your home, or have a building that belongs to a secret society that attends shrouded midnight gatherings with echoes of cryptic chants filling your house down the road from you?
What was the first one again?
So I either live near a science lab with bizarre experiments going on, or live near a building with a secret society doing chants and weird shit.
I mean, how far was your old house from the Masonic in Runcorn?
I was going to say, yeah.
Well, people they'd probably say, oh, well, a secret society, because all they do is gathering and chanting and doing weird stuff. That doesn't, whereas the lab might be doing some crazy stuff. But they wouldn't let me, I have a feeling they wouldn't let me join the secret society. I wouldn't be a part of that.
You can join it's the Society of the No Pauls.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be really bitter about it and I wouldn't shut up about it.
The International Brotherhood of the No Pauls.
So I'm going to go to the science lab because I might see some crazy animals or monsters. That'd be cool. And a few miles, I mean.
Yeah. That's a good question for someone who just minds their own business like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, neither of those would worry me. I get in my house, I don't answer the door, and I just mind my own damn business.
Well, you know what as well?
Poking around.
Oh, there's this mysterious science lab, like, Stranger Things style, a few miles down the road, versus cryptic chants filling my house from a midnight gathering. Fuck that. I'd get really annoyed about
that. Going around there in your dressing gown, banging on the door. Hey!
I see you in there with those cloaks.
The science lab, like a mysterious science lab, it sounds like the videos that my mate Joey was posting online during COVID. He's like going live on Facebook, just saying the lampposts are for 5G antennas. Like the symbol from Wall's ice cream is for a paedophile ring. It's just like, Joey, you need to calm down. I saw him outside where was he doing? He was outside the chippy next to the barley mow in the old town a while ago. And he was telling me, he was like, hey, do you want to read me book? And it was just a random bunch of papers in a carrier bag. I was like, okay.
I think they'd at least have to be joined together to form a book, not just a bag of paper.
Yeah, it's just a random bunch of bag of papers. And he goes, oh. He legitimately said to me once, he was like, oh, my life's just gone downhill since I've stopped doing the karaoke on the cruise ship. So I was like, oh, is that a long-term plan?
It's gone onto land and then downhill.
I just want to be on the sea.
Yeah, I've learned now not to. When people start talking about lockdown and my straight away, I'm just like, oh, I loved it, really enjoyed it. More of that, please. Yeah. And then I've said it too many times now, and then I sort of said it when we've been enrolling students at the college, and I was just randomly talking to an adult who was waiting for their kid to enroll, and he was saying something about lockdown, and I was like, oh, I loved lockdown, yeah. And he went, yeah, I was sectioned. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that wasn't so good. Anyway, I need to get back to work now. It's like, stop saying lockdown was good. Some people were sectioned.
Oh.
It's like, what did you do during lockdown? Burnt the dead. Like, go to the chemist for your mum.